Hello, this is Jana, and I'm here with some fables about donkeys. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that donkeys are very lovable creatures. They have oversized heads, soft noses, sad eyes, and ears that are a bit like rabbits. Who couldn't love a donkey? But in stories, donkeys are often stubborn. Maybe it's a bit unfair, but it's the way stories are. Foxes are cunning, wolves are violent, sheep are timid, lions are very self-important, and donkeys are stubborn. You get the idea. Donkeys appear in many of the fables by the ancient Greek storyteller Aesop. And here are 3 of them, so listen out for those. The first story is read by Bertie.
Thank you, Jana. The Singing Donkey. One day, a donkey was nibbling on some green grass in the field. The sun was shining in the sky and the donkey's big ears were filled with the delightful sound of grasshoppers. The grasshoppers rubbed their legs together and sang their tiny hearts out. The donkey felt light and merry and exclaimed, "Oh, what delicious grass! What a delightful day! What wonderful music! How amazing it feels to be alive on a day like this!" Of course, although he was happy, his eyes still looked sad. Donkeys can't help looking like that. Anyway, the donkey did a little dance and swished his tail. "You know what?" he said. "If I could sing like those grasshoppers over there, I would never feel sad, and I would always be merry. Even when I'm carrying a heavy load, I could sing to myself and be happy." So he worked up the courage to go over to the grasshoppers and speak to them about their music. "Excuse me, dear creatures," he said. "I hope you don't mind me interrupting your performance. I'm your biggest fan. I love your music and I go to all of your concerts."
No problem at all,
said the lead singer of the Grasshoppers.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
"Oh, good," said the donkey, "because I have a little request."
Oh, sorry, we don't do requests. We only have one tune that goes, crickets, crickets, crickets.
"Oh, yes, that will always be my personal number 1, said the donkey. "But my request is of a different nature. I want you to teach me to sing."
Oh, certainly,
said the grasshopper.
The more who can sing, the merrier. Try this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
The donkey tried. The sound was truly awful. All the baby grasshoppers were terrified and went to hide in the bushes. Said the grasshopper's lead singer.
Maybe we're going to need a few lessons to get the hang of this.
"Oh, yes, I will never give up. People say I'm super stubborn. It's my best feature. Or..."
How awful! I mean, good for you,
said the grasshopper.
Trying is all very well and admirable, but if you want to be a great singer, you should take on this top tip from me. Over on the other side of the mountain, there's an especially musical spring. You'll know it because it sings all sorts of heavenly tunes. If you go and drink from that spring, your voice will be 10 times better. All the top singers drink from it, but don't tell anyone, because it's a secret spring.
Oh, thank you.
The donkey left the lush green field and headed off round the mountain in search of the musical spring that could help him to sing beautifully. Of course, he never found it because it didn't exist, but he kept on looking for evermore. Every now and then he stopped to sing for various creatures, but none of them appreciated his art. And so the poor old donkey never made a successful career as a singer, however much he tried. And the moral of the story is, the laws of nature are unchangeable. Hey, Jana, do you think that's a good moral?
It's for sure that donkeys don't naturally have good singing voices, but I do admire him for trying.
Yeah, maybe one day people will learn to appreciate the donkey singing.
In a minute or so, I'm going to be reading another donkey fable. But first, it's time for the first of this week's sponsors. We're excited because we really love this sponsor. They're called OutSchool. When you join OutSchool, you will find a whole universe of online classes and after-school clubs for your kids with experienced and talented tutors. It's easy and affordable to sign up for a class, and I believe Sasha has been trying it out.
Yes, my 11-year-old son Sasha has just taken an OutSchool class called Let's Draw Birds Step-by-Step Pencil Sketching Club. And he really did love it. He's very much into drawing, and he does already have his own personal tutor who is good but expensive. The OutSchool lesson is much more affordable. He was in a class of 5 kids and the teacher spent an hour with them online drawing a flamingo. All the results were great. There were 5 beautiful flamingos at the end of it. And most importantly of all, Sasha says he really wants to do the class next week too.
That's great. I'd like to try this out for Sophie. OutSchool is a high-quality and affordable way to book an hour of educational time for your kids. There's loads of choice, from maths, history, acting, writing, anything you can think of. You can get one-to-one lessons if you want, or you can join a class. We really recommend it. I'm giving my child a gift that's going to last a lifetime, and you can too. To learn more about all OutSchool has to offer and to save $15 off your child's first class, go to outschool.com/storynori. That's OUTSCHOOL.com/storynori to save $15 off your child's first class. outschool.com/storynori. What a brilliant sponsor for Storynori.
Yes, we love OutSchool, so do use our special offer. OK, on with the next fable about a donkey, which Jana is going to read.
A father, his son, and a donkey were on their way to market. The man and the boy were in front, and the donkey plodded along behind them. An old farmer came the other way in a horse and trap. He was the kind of person who liked to give out the benefit of his wisdom and experience to everyone. He called out and said,
"What's the point of a donkey if he doesn't carry you, eh?"
The father thought, "Well, I suppose it does look bad that I'm making my son walk, when we've got a good old donkey." So he lifted up the boy and put him on the donkey. Next, the boy's teacher came the other way and said, "You bad-mannered boy, why are you riding in style and letting your poor old father walk on his own 2 feet?" The boy replied, "I didn't mean any harm, Mom," and hopped off the donkey. So now the boy walked and the father rode. Next, they passed some women who said loudly to one another, typical father, letting his little boy trudge along while he sits on the donkey.
Oh, bother, said the father. It's hard to please everyone.
So he decided to pick up the boy, and they both rode the donkey together. There were some people who told them that it was cruel to overload the donkey with 2 passengers. Finally, the father and son got off the donkey, picked him up, and they carried the donkey to the market. And the moral is, if you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one.
Hey, that's a funny story, Jana.
Yes, indeed. Can you top that one, Bertie?
We shall see. I'll read another story in a minute. But first, let's catch up with our great sponsor, Little Passports.
Little Passports is an award-winning subscription that sends a box of wonders to your door every month. The box is full of play-based kits that fuel curiosity through fun and hands-on activities. And of course, it's all screen-free. My daughter Sophie has been having loads of fun with the World Edition, in particular the Egyptian and Japanese sets. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll find books, puzzles, stickers and construction kits. Our favourite is the Egyptian sandstone that you chip away with a little hammer until you find what's inside. You can't help smiling as you watch your children explore the world from the safety of your own living room. There's a choice of kits for ages from 3 to 10 years old. This holiday, give the young explorer in your life a world of adventure. Get 20% off any new subscription with promo code STORY at littlepassports.com. Order by the 20th of December for Christmas delivery. Free shipping included. That's littlepassports.com, promo code STORY. And now, Bertie, do you have another story for us?
Yep, this one is called How to Reason with a Donkey. There was once a band of robbers who had burgled a rich mansion. They got away with a huge treasure trove, silver goblets and plates and boxes full of gold coins. While they were about it, they stole a donkey from a stable and loaded all the loot onto his back. Then they set off with the donkey and the treasure, heading for their hideaway in the mountains. The only problem was that halfway up the mountain, the donkey decided that he had gone far enough. He just stood rooted to the spot. The robber chief hit him repeatedly with a crop, but all he did was "ee-aw." No amount of beating could make that donkey budge. Now, the chief robber's girlfriend was not at all impressed by all of this fuss.
You men
She said,
are bigger brutes than this beast here. That's no way to treat an animal. It's not hard to see that he's hungry. Here, let me show you some good psychology.
As it happened, she had picked up a nice green lettuce while she had been inspecting the kitchen in the mansion that they had just robbed. She held the lettuce in front of the donkey's nose and said,
If I give you this lovely lettuce, you'll be a good old donkey and move along nicely, won't you?
"Hey-aw," said the donkey.
I told you he would see sense. He's only human after all.
No, he ain't,
said the robber chief, but the woman took no notice and gave the lettuce to the donkey. Naturally, the donkey ate the lettuce and rather enjoyed it.
Now then,
Said the robber woman.
let's get going.
But the donkey did not budge.
Hey, listen to me.
Said the robber woman.
We had a deal. Don't you go breaking your word with me.
And she slapped the donkey on his hindquarters. In reply, he kicked her.
Ouch!
She screamed, and the donkey still refused to move. Finally, the bandits had to give up trying to reason with the donkey. The sun was rising, and they did not want to be seen out in the open with all the rich treasures they had stolen. So they unloaded the donkey and carried the loot to their hideaway themselves. And the moral is, if you try to reason with a donkey, you must be even stupider than the donkey. And that's the fable called How to Reason with a Donkey. So, what was your favourite story? Let us know. Did you like the singing donkey? Or the donkey story about the boy and his dad who ended up carrying the donkey? Or the story I've just read called How to Reason with a Donkey? If there's one way you could let us know is to leave a comment somewhere like Apple Podcasts. For now, from me, Jana, and Bertie. And don't forget to support our wonderful sponsors, Little Passports and OutSchool. Thank you very much for listening to Story Nori. You can get us wherever you listen to podcasts, except possibly on Google Assistant, which is rubbish because it can't play the right Story Nori feed. But all the others are great. And thank you so much. Drop by at storynori.com soon. For now, from me, Bertie, and
From me, Jana.
bye for now.